Hello students, welcome to this tutorial on how to set up an outline in Microsoft Word using correct MLA style formatting. Now you will notice this is a blank document, but my settings are already set in MLA format, Times New Roman, 12 point. My spacing, if I check my spacing, it's double spaced, no extra lines. I can check that, no extra lines between paragraphs, and my margins are at 1 inch. The reason my settings are correct is because I have already set my default Microsoft Word settings to correct MLA formatting. And if you haven't already watched my MLA formatting tutorial, you can go back and watch that. It will show you how to set up a document using correct MLA formatting, and actually how to set those as your default settings so that every time you open up a document, it's already going to be formatted correctly. I would highly recommend that you do that, and it will just save you a lot of time when you're creating documents, and it's going to save you hassle, and it will help you not to lose unnecessary points. So I'm going to breeze through my heading and my header because you should already know how to do this. But yes, your outlines need to be, if your tutor requires correct MLA formatting, you need to have a heading and a header. You can title your outline whatever your tutor wants you to title it. I'm going to quickly insert my page number. Remember, it's plain number 3. Okay. And that is in the correct spot, and it's the correct Times New Roman 12 point. All right, and yes, you do need a header on your outline because most of your outlines are going to end up being more than one page. And so you need to get in the habit of making your header. All right, if I go to my left margin, that's where I need to start my outline. So that's what I'm doing there. Now up here, you'll see a tab that says, or a drop down that says multi-level list. If your version of Word does not look exactly like this, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for an icon that says multi-level list, and that will enable you to create an outline. And if you click on that down arrow, this is the default that comes up with Microsoft Word. It's kind of annoying because I've never seen an outline that even remotely resembles that. And so you need to change your default settings so that they are correct. So I'm going to actually define a new multi-level list because that's what I need for my outline. Okay, but this is not the correct format. So I'm going to change this. On this first level, I need a Roman numeral, not a number 1. So I'm going to do this drop-down menu. I'm going to pick Roman numeral 1, 2, 3 like that. And I also don't want this parentheses, so I'm going to erase that and put a period. Level 2, I want a capital ABC, not a lowercase ABC. Once again, I want a backspace, period, not a parentheses. Level 3, I want a number 1, 2, 3, not a Roman numeral 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to change it to that. Once again, I want a period, not a parentheses. Level 4, I want a lowercase ABC. And I don't want it in parentheses. Whoops. I just want that period. Level 5 actually is supposed to be in parentheses, but it's supposed to be a Roman numeral, lowercase Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, not a lowercase letter. And then number 6, level 6, is the opposite. It needs to be a lowercase letter in parentheses, so that is correct. And I'm not going to worry about 7, 8, and 9 because we're never going to use them. But I'm going to go ahead and erase them because we're not going to, outlines rarely get that long. So we're not going to worry about that. If you needed to have another subpoint, you can look up what needs to come after your lowercase a in parentheses. But this is, most of the time, this is as far as you're going to get as your outline goes. All right. Now I'm going to press OK, and we're going to see what happens. Look, it automatically started with my Roman numeral 1. All right, so I'm going to just kind of format this like I would for one of my classes if they're doing a body paragraph outline. So we always start with topic, sentence, number 1. Oops, number 1. All right, and then if I press enter, it gets me to the next, the same level, the next sequential order. Okay, so if I start with the Roman numeral 1, it'll go to Roman numeral 2. But I want a subpoint under here, so because this is all going to be in topic body paragraph number 1. So if I press tab, it goes to the next level, and it's tucked under just where it's supposed to be, and it's nice and neat and formatted correctly. So I'm going to just start typing. And in all my body paragraphs I require at least 2 evidences, so I'm going to show you how we do that. All right, so I press enter. Once again, it'll keep me at that same level. I want to have a subpoint, which is my quote. And then I need another subpoint, which I'm just going to call this explanation. All right, and then press enter. Now I don't have a third subpoint, so in order to get back to this level right here, I press enter again. And that takes me back to the next level backwards, okay? And so this is going to be my evidence number 2. Once again, press tab, you get to the next level. Quote number 2, explanation. And press enter. If I go backward, if I press enter, I go backwards, and then I'm going to do my clincher. Okay, press enter, and I want to go back now, and I want my Roman numeral 2. So what do? Press enter again, and I'm at Roman numeral 2. So pressing enter will move you back to the next level. Pressing tab will move you forward to the next level. Okay? So this would be topic, sentence, number 2. And I'm going to type this up really fast. Okay? So there's my body paragraph number 2. Now, if I had subpoints for any of these, you probably saw me kind of going the wrong way a couple times there. If I press tab, it gets me to the next subpoint. If I have another subpoint under here, press tab again. Okay? And you get the point. Okay? So the point being, no pun intended, you could just keep on, tab will get you to the next level over. Enter will go backwards to the level before. All right? You're probably not going to need anything, at least in my classes, beyond, you won't even need this level. You're just going to need these levels right here. Okay? But that's how you would do it if you needed subpoint and sub-subpoint levels. Something to definitely remember is when you're composing an outline, you should never only have one item on any given level. So in other words, if you have an A, you need to have at minimum a B. If you have a 1, you need to have at minimum a 2. And the same applies to subpoints and subpoints under those points. So keep that in mind, that you always have to have at least 2 points on any given level. All right. So that's the basics of formatting an outline using Microsoft Word. And if you'll notice, it's just beautiful. Everything is tucked in correctly, lined up correctly. If you tried to do this manually, you would have a lot of troubles. It would be very frustrating to you. So that's how you want to format your outline. Now, if you noticed, so this is now, my current list is now what I just formatted, okay? And I think for any subsequent documents, this current list will be moved down to lists in current documents. But I'm going to test that theory right now. I'm going to open a new document. We're going to see if that is indeed the case. If I go up here, yeah, see, this is what it was before we revised it in the previous document. This is the one that we just composed. Okay, so for all your subsequent outlines, you would just go down to lists and current documents, and you should have that correctly formatted outline down here, and you can start your outline from there. All right, so that is how you format an outline. I would highly recommend that you take the time before starting your outline to set it up properly, and then you will save yourself so much hassle in the end, and your outline will be correctly formatted, and your tutor will be extremely pleased. Thanks so much for listening.